You're such an asshole.
Dude, wait, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I did this wrong. Dude, bro, we're talking like MBAs and shit. Going to business at the Carlson School of Management, the only business college that matters. I feel sorry. I should make fun of the guy because he has an honest question. But in case you guys are wondering, like, oh, is an MBA worth it? Oh, yeah. I want a video response. Please keep me anonymous. Bob writes. He even wrote that. Bob writes. My current employer wants me to get an MBA. They'll be paying for it. Oh, are they paying for your tuition and your labor and the commute and the parking and the gas? And are they paying you at time and a half or double time for overtime because you are not only working, I presumably, for them, but then they want you to go and spend more of your free time, which should be priced at a higher value, to make them more money. Let's be very clear what's happening here. So I'll be working full time. It's 0 part-time. Oh, it's part-time, so I'll be working full time. I make $105,000. I have $75,000 in cash and investments, not counting retirement, and a house paid off. I'm 30. I listened to your advice, so thank you. I work as you work in a pretty cool field. I don't want to identify it, but you work in a pretty cool business and a pretty cool job. I want to move into a director VP position business with my Fortune 500 company, but HR and baby boomer fucks ask for an MBA. The program is with a program. It's accredited. You don't pay the tuition. I have a worthless bachelor's degree in performing arts and lesbian herbal healing. No, you don't. What do you really? You have a worthless arts degree? Post MBA, I can expect to make 120 to 150,000. I need the money because being poor is for poor people. I has kids, man. Yeah, but you make $105,000. You should be, unless you had like 8 kids, you should be able to live off of that, no problem. And I'm making another 15 to 45 grand a year. You're just gonna pay more in taxes. I mean, so the take home ain't gonna be all that much. Yes, I'm in council management. I'm not a graduate. Boo-da-boo, boo-da-boo, boo-da-boo. All right. I got it. Okay, it's not worth it, man. You already make 105,000. And the problem I have with the MBA, you're not going to learn anything new. Now you might. It's not going to help you do your job any better. You might learn something new because you haven't been through business before. But you could learn something in a weekend seminar with some accounting and inventory, whatever. But the MBA is a waste of time. And heaven help you, I don't care what school you go to, but nowadays the MBA, 1 in 10 of your minutes, 1 in 10 of your classes, 1 in 10 of your hours, at least 10% of your time is going to be digging around with this diversity, feminist, sexism, wage gap bullshit. And already, to begin with, 80% of an MBA usually has nothing to do with your skills or your talents because they got to force you to take an HR class and a marketing class, things that have nothing to do with your job. But, and the other thing I hate about the MBA, even if your employer pays for it, they don't pay you a wage to go freaking study. And it's going to be not mind-numbing bullshit. There's nothing intelligent about an MBA. There's nothing complex or nuanced or anything beyond an IQ of 95 in business, whether it's advanced degree or undergrad. And I just wish you guys no. Why don't you train me? And they'll pay for it. Yay. I'll tell you, here's what I do. Okay. I had a client that I got her MBA for. Right? She paid me to do it, write all the papers, write all that, and it was complete BS. She didn't need it. She was top of her game. I won't even say what industry or whatever, but she had to get an MBA in something. So technically I have an MBA. And oh my God, it was mind-numbingly stupid shit. And presumably in one of the more sought after degrees. This was not general management. Honestly, man, I would, well, see, then you'd have to do it under a real quiet, secretive ways, but I just pay somebody else. I would just pay somebody else. Write this damn paper for me. Get that. Because it's not, I would take the classes that are germane to your job. You'd obviously want to do that, but the HR, the inventory, the marketing, the advertising, the diversity and inclusion, pay someone to do it, because that's outsourcing. Smart corporations do that if you were to go do it. But no, man, I honestly, come on. If you need help, you know what you should take? You should take my course on minimalism. Take my minimalism course, because you wouldn't have to waste 2, 3, 4 years at part-time, depends how quickly you go, in a worthless program. And let's say, hang on, let's say you make 50. Okay, let's do some real simple math. All right, if you're making 105, that's $50 an hour. All right, $50 an hour for a 2-year program, amortized over however long, that's 4,000 hours. Well, no, you do skip summer. So that'd be 3,000. Let's just say 3,000. Okay. So that's 3,000 hours. Oh, already? Wait, did I do that right? You get $50 an hour times 3,000 hours. Yeah. That's 150 grand. It's 150 grand. Now, just hear me out. Let's say instead of going to get my MBA, oh, baby boomers, you worked a second gig, and you didn't get overtime. You just worked a second gig, consulting something, and you got $50 an hour. You know what? You go do armed security. You go do something. Let's just say you're making $20 an hour times 3,000. All right, that gives you 60 grand. Let's do compound interest. Initial investment, 60 grand. And there's no monthly contribution. Length of years, 30. 45 years until you retire. Oh, no, wait. You'd be 35 years. Estimated rate of return, let's say 8%. Interest rate variance range annually. Calculate. You'd make, just if you worked and got paid $20 an hour, and you tossed it in the S&P 500, you got an 8% rate of return. By the time you retired, you have 887 grand on top of it. Now you could argue, yeah, but I'd make 40 grand a year more, and but that would come later. And but do you really need that? Do you really need the extra money? And let's say it was 150. Let's say you were able to consult $150,000. Calculate. You throw in 150 grand, 2.2 million. So on the low end, it's 900,000. On the high end, or maybe not even so high, and 2.2 million, you don't need the MBA. Go work up the money instead of going to throw it in the S&P 500. Look, you're going to burn the candle at both ends either way. The MBA, and then you still get to suck dick. Yay! Then you still get to sit in diversity and inclusion meetings and boring MBA meetings and executive management meetings and meetings about meetings, scheduling meetings to have meetings about the diversity and inclusion meeting, which are going to preclude the management meeting. Or you just work a second job or get a little consulting side business going on. You toss that money into the S&P 500. You don't need the money. You don't. You're kicking ass for 30. You're making 6 figures. Now, I guess I should have asked if you live in California or not. Because, 100,000 in California is nothing. But, man, okay, let me provide this caveat. If you lived in California or New York or some other of these leftist Marxist shitholes where the leftist policies have made housing so affordable for the poor and just help out their constituents so much, then yeah, you might they're going to pay for it. All right, okay. But man, MBAs are just not worth it, man. They're really not worth it. So I would. Let's go back to your original question. Oh, okay. So you're making good money for where you live. That's pretty good money, man. Can you cut your budget instead? Can you go up to your boss? Look, love your boss. Say, look, I know you guys all require an MBA. I don't want to get the MBA. I really don't. No. can you promote me anyway? Or is it like, no, I have to have these magic, forget all the years experience I got here. Like it's MBA or nothing because the higher ups are going to allow it. And then what I would do is maybe apply with the competition or go find another job. Test here, before you do this, not that you'd leave your employer, but would you test your market value, like get a recruiter and go test your market value, see if there's other jobs you could get, see if you can make 150 grand without having to just sit there and put pins in your brain, learning mundane, worthless bullshit in an MBA. I'd at least do that. And then if I were, your subdiscipline of MBA is all right. That's a pretty good choice. And maybe more aligned. Yeah, it's probably more aligned with your expertise. Yeah, I was going to say maybe consider like a master's in accountancy, but no, because at least that has some value. Then you can go for your CPA, blah, blah, blah. But I think you should look at your personal budget. I think you're making perfectly fine amount of money for where you live, even if you have the children's. But no, man, it's not worth it. Look, your kids are going to be out pretty soon, and then you could just be there. I mean, here's another thing. If you had an intellectual interest, okay. But if you got kids, I mean, I hope you got a wife taking care of the kids because you're working full time. Then you're going to school. They need you more than they need the money. I'll be perfectly honest about it. You have enough money. I mean, gosh, you're going to be working 60 hours a week with commute easy. Your kids are going to wonder where you are. You only get one shot with those kids. Now I think about that with the time. No, absolutely do not get your MBA. When your kids are out of the house or like, they're 14, 15, they're not going to set the house on fire in 2 hours. Then maybe go. But no, make do without. And you don't have without. You have $105,000 a year and you have significant savings in cash investment. And you got a house paid off. You got that. I have spoken. Okay, let's go to Super Chats. Alex Patino, our Latino truck driving agent in the field, for 10 generous, more generous than any other Latino out there on the planet. I found out my 17-year-old little half-brother, the impaired, that he wants to go to New York, sign up for fancy college for his dancing hobby. Since he's determined I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rec. Yeah, hey, Alex, did you state? You got it. Okay, if you're the older brother, you have one obligation, and that is to state your piece. Maybe you got him a copy of Worthless if you got a copy. Just give it to him and say, like, you got to be direct with him. You can say, you're fucking up. You're going to waste your time and your money. Don't you dare ask the taxpayer for a bailout. Don't you dare ever come back, live at home. Just kind of make your case. And then like, oh, yeah. Oh, you're working. Oh, are you working on Broadway? Are you working your way to work on Broadway? Oh, boy. But you have the right mentality. After you've stated your piece, then you're done. Then you don't have to worry about it. You can forgive yourself. Fred Freeman Sowell for $1 super sticker. Don't know what it is. Fred Freeman Sowell again, $1.90. 1 MBA, 2 Bumble, 3 hedge fund, 4 get the traditional girl. Fred Freeman Sowell for $1.99. But it is easier to get Vlad Elkham's 6-pack after MBA. Yes, if you're born with the Elkham's genetics, you automatically get a 6-pack. And when you get your MBA, you get like a nice shiny gleam on your abs. It's like you got natural oil. And you flex, bro. You put your hat on like this. See, now at the Carlson School of Management, they taught you to put it on the right side. That way you're giving the signals, man. Give the signals. GH Fan 234, $3. Looking for a tough in IT is tough in New York City with experience. Why are you in New York City? Why? Honestly, you're going to be happier and probably making more money in terms of purchasing power as a security guard in Ohio than you are, an analyst or some kind of mid-level professional in New York City. Fred Freeman Saul, can this MBA help me grow taller than Cap and Vlad? No, nothing can make you grow taller than us. We are super tall people. Eli Villa, $5. In your opinion, what would be the top 3 or 5 things to invest money in for ROI? Example being stonks. Dude, invest in stonks. Yeah, man, stonks. I don't know what the rate of return on stonks is. CDs and land versus a degree. I do not know because you were asking me to predict the future. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Historically speaking, stocks outperform bonds. Real estate, I'd have to look it up. Real estate outperforms bonds, but not stocks. I could be wrong. But it could be all different. Crypto for a while was outperforming everything, and then it was not outperforming anything. Precious metals did well. Then it doesn't do well. There's no, look it up. Look up historical rates of return for asset classes. And it'll give you, presumably the United States. Okay, if you're investing in the United States. Like government treasuries are usually the lowest rates of return, then reliable quality corporate bonds and high risk bonds, then quality stocks, real estate's in there somewhere, then your blue chip S&P 500 types, then your high risk NASDAQ, then global international thing. The Competent Man for $2. If the company pays, otherwise, no. No. Where'd it go? But yeah, I'm investing myself in some stonks, man. Screw your crypto, man. I'm doing stocks, brah. Stonks and bins. Mexi Mike, $5. I like you, but putting me against Patino. Oh, you're right. Mexi Mike, you do. Atham or Juan ain't gonna peer pressure me into giving up the goods. I'm reborn Christian, and don't do that, no mas. Oh, it was fun dating Christian girls. Well, I don't know if Jesus is in your heart. Well, he's not. I told you I was secular. Like day one. Can we pray first? Oh God, yeah, that just made my boner go away. Yeah. Don't want to pray before sex. Mexi Mike, $2. Digging your ball cap, Cappy, but where to bling, yo? It's packed away somewhere. I don't have a lot of bling. I got a watch. The battery keeps dying. I got it at Walmart, but it looks nice. It doesn't even have to work. It's just a nice accent piece. I think I paid $20 for it. And I got my crap tungsten ring, also Walmart. I don't think I got a lot of bling. I'm terribly sorry. I think my nieces gave me their big dollar sign. It was all glitzy and everything. Fred again, Tina from Medina says she wants me to get a Booth MBA. Yes, you see, you cannot get a regular MBA. You have to get a Wharton, Booth, Kellogg, Northwestern, or Harvard MBA. Because Tina needs to brag to Tiffany, who's in Wayzata, that her Edina Harvard MBA boyfriend is better than her Carlson School of Management boyfriend. But we all know the best MBA program in the world is the Carlson School of Management, where famous people like me have graduated from. Wouldn't you want to trust me? Huh? Look at this. I'm a Carlson graduate. Look at this. I got to follow up with all quote the people I graduated with, although there are hundreds of them. I got to see do a study where did you really end? Did you really make any money? Mexi Mike, $2. BS. The niece came over and started busting kneecaps. That's it. We got everything. No, it's not even that. It isn't even worth a shit. No, it isn't worth a shit. It's worthless. It is worthless. I think I looked it up and they're charged $53,000. And I think that was out of state though. A year. $53,000 for your piece of shit toilet paper. Get the fuck out of here. All right. There you go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.